everybody. This is Liz King 1015 2011 with another Minecraft tutorial. This tutorial was recommended and suggested by RJCCJ of Stuck Gaming. If you'd like to see his channel, I will put the link in the description below. There's an easy way to remember his channel. Remember the Spartan that has the grenade stuck to its helmet. It'll be in a similar fashion like that. So today's tutorial is how to enchant in a way that you can get the most enchantments possible on an item. What I mean by that, well, items like this and this, and they are in fact entirely possible in survival mode of Minecraft. So the first thing I want to stress is remember to use new items that have not been previously repaired on the anvil. Otherwise, that will increase the NBT repair cost and not allow you to have as many enchantments on your item. Secondly, when you put your last enchantment on your item, that's the time when you want to name your item, as it will increase the NBT repair cost by 1. A lot cheaper to do it then than to go back and do it after you've already fully enchanted your item. Otherwise, you may find the NBT cost to have skyrocketed significantly. So what I've done here is I've broken down all the enchanted books by their base NBT repair enchantment cost. And we're going to go through each one of them. Oh, hello there, Mr. Wandering Trader. So we're going to start off with the highest, because when you're enchanting, you always want to do highest to lowest, not lowest to highest. I know that may sound confusing, but in the end, you will be able to get more enchantments onto your items this way, instead of less. So the base enchantment cost of 12 is following is Soul Speed 3, and by the way, I'm doing these at their maximum values. That's where I'm getting that number from. And Thorns 3. These two enchantments are by far the most expensive enchantments in Minecraft by their base enchantment cost. Next, the base enchantment cost of 8, surprisingly, was Blast Protection 4. I thought this would be with the other ones, lower down, but for some reason, Blast Protection 4 is a higher base NBT enchantment cost compared to the other protections, which is weird. Next, we're going to come down to the base enchantment cost of 6, which is Lure 3, Luck of the Sea 3, Riptide 3, Looting 3, Fortune 3, Respiration 3, and Depth Strider 3. All these have a base enchantment cost value of 6 by themselves. Next is the base enchantment cost of 5, and with these, it's all the enchantments at level 5. Impaling 5, Power 5, Efficiency 5, Bane Arthropods 5, Smite 5, and Sharpness 5. Next, this huge selection of books has a base enchantment repair cost of 4. Protection 4, Fire Protection 4, Feather Falling 4, Projectile Protection 4, Frostwalker 2, Piercing 4, Punch 2, Fire Aspect 2, Silk Touch 1, Infinity 1, Channeling 1, Curse of Vanishing 1, and Curse of Binding 1. You gotta love those curses, guys. Next is the base enchantment cost of 3. So, Unbreaking 3, Loyalty 3, and Quick Charge 3 from enchanted books all have the base enchantment cost of 3. Then we get down to the lowest one, the base enchantment cost of 2 from enchanted books. Mending 1, Aqua Affinity 1, Knockback 2, Multi-Shot Flame 1 all have a base enchantment cost of 2. Now, there are ways of enchanting or obtaining enchanted items where they have enchantments but have no base NBT repair cost / enchantment cost. And these are the following. First is the enchantment table. The enchantment table can give you random enchantments based upon how many levels you put in and how much lapis lazuli. And when you enchant an item this way, it does not increase the NBT repair cost data. However, you cannot get treasure enchantments like Mending, Frostwalker, or Soul Speed on the enchantment table. Just a fair heads up. Next is one of my favorite, End City Loot. So you could get iron and diamond armor and items from the end cities, enchanted with powerful enchantments, including mending, with no base repair costs on the item. Meaning you could already have several enchantments on there that have no base repair costs, allowing you to maximize an item in terms of enchantments. It is amazing. You could also, in a rare instance, get Frostwalker this way, but you cannot get Soul Speed. Just a fair heads up on that. Another way, which this is limited only to gold items, gold armor, and gold weapons, are rune portals. Once again, just like the end city, except in this case, with the rune portals, it's gold. The items can spawn with up with several enchantments. They could be powerful at that too. And because the game enchanted it this way, no base repair MBT data cost, which is fantastic. Meaning, once again, if you get the books, you can maximize the items. It is absolutely phenomenal. And yes, those items can spawn with mending. They can spawn with Frostwalker if they're golden boots. And from what I understand, they could, and this is one exception, they could actually spawn with Soul Speed 3 on the boots, up to Soul Speed 3, and that is phenomenal. It's nice. The next way is to work with villager smiths, as villager smiths, once they're at higher levels, do actually sell enchanted items with no base MBT repair cost. Meaning, once again, that could give you an opportunity to max out those items on the anvil of enchanted books. It's not the best way of doing it, but it works in its own application. Also, don't forget librarians as well. I forgot to put a little stand here for them. They can sell enchanted books, basically, save Soul Speed 3 with any particular level to them, whether the higher level, and depending on whether or not it's a treasure enchantment or not, that'll increase the overall cost of emeralds to that. Still a fun way to get the enchanted books you need for enchanting. And those enchanted books will have no base MBT costs, of course. The other way of doing it is fishing. And fishing is fun because you can fish and you can get enchanted fishing rods and enchanted bows out of the water with no base MBT repair cost, allowing you to combine them on the anvil for a much cheaper price. And the other perk to this, when you pull enchanted books out of the water with fishing, you have a chance of getting more than one enchantment on the book, which is actually nice. So you get multiple enchantments on the book, like the same ones, like multiple enchantments on match up to a particular item. And it's fantastic because that'll lower your overall MBT repair cost when you're enchanting items with that book with the multiple enchantments that match up to the same item. It is very, very nice. So we're gonna come over here. My first example here is we're going to enchant a pair of golden boots. We're gonna go highest to lowest. But the difference is the one on the right here, we're starting off from scratch. The one on the left, we've met many variables that will actually assist us in making this a lot easier. So we're just going to break that because we're in creative, it's easier. So I found this wonderful pair of diamond boots in the end. It already has Feather Falling 4, Depth Strider 3, and Mending 1. No base MBT repair cost, which is fantastic. Additionally, we fished this book out of the water, so it has no base MBT repair cost. We have Thorns 3. We bought that from a villager. I'll get to that a bit later because getting them from villagers is kind of the best way to get Thorns 3 books, as there's no other legitimate way of combining books. And Soul Speed 3 from our wonderful piglins. So let's enchant this up, shall we? So most expensive, Thorns and Soul Speed 3 are equally as expensive up at the top. So you see, there's your 12 that we were talking about. So let's add on the Soul Speed. Let's add on the Thorns. And then the last one, as you and look at this already. This is the reason why you want to play all these variables into your favor. So 7 enchantments, and that last cost is 14. And if you wanted to be smart about it, we'll name it Enchanted Diamond Boots. Just because, and that'll increase MBT repair cost by 1 as you're naming the item. But you know what? Yeah, look at that. Look at that. Level 15 on that last one, and we have a fully enchanted pair of diamond boots because we followed all the variables properly. We got the loot from the end. We got the Thorns book from the villager, so we didn't have to combine 2 Thorns 2 books. And we went fishing and we got an enchanted book with 2 of the same enchantments on it that will match towards the boots, all lowering the NBT repair cost and maximizing your enchantment capability. Now, we're going to next we're going to get these enchanted books, and we're going to enchant this one at a time on a regular parallel. Let's say you're doing this the hard way. And with this instance, I have combined 2 Thorns 2 books to make Thorns 3. So you're going to see an increase in that repair cost, already at 13. Boom. Next, Soul Speed 3. That's our next most expensive one. So after that, we want to put Blast Protection on. Look at that. So we're already 3 enchantments in. We're already at what these things costed at the last enchantment. That's a little spicy if you ask me. Next, Feather Falling. No, not Feather Falling, I'm sorry. We want to put Depth Strider on. It's already getting expensive. Feather Falling 4. Ugh. So, we have already... So, 5 enchantments, we've already exceeded the number because 39 is the highest you go in survival. Otherwise, we'll say it's too expensive. So, that's just a good example of why you should follow these variables, because look at that, we were only able to get 5 enchantments on there before we maxed out, which is not a good thing. And also, the other thing too is here, now, going from most expensive to least expensive, you may run into, when you're putting that 6th enchantment on an item, you may be hitting that mark, so sometimes you just gotta combine your lowest little lows, and then throw it onto the armor, or whatever item you're enchanting. So, next example, we're going to do most expensive to least expensive. And to be fair for this example, I have combined the Thorns 2 books to make Thorns 3 in both examples. We're going to create my favorite, a turtle helmet. Once again, we're going to do that. Let's do most expensive to least expensive. And you'll see what I'm getting at here. So, start off with the most expensive. Thorns. Respiration. Fire protection. Unbreaking. And see, here's a good example. We're already hitting near that. So what we want to do here is we want to combine our Aqua Affinity and Mending book. Then we go back to the enchantment table, and voila, we're able to do it because we're under the 39. Perfect. So I'm going to show you an example now of what happens when you do it any old way. Where you're like, I'm just in, mood to enchant any old way. We're just gonna wing it. Okay. Okay. So mending. Okay, that works. Unbreaking. Fire protection. Thorns. Aqua Affinity. In that case, it actually works. That doesn't always work. For some reason, sometimes it will exceed the 39 before you hit, by the time you hit your 6th enchantment, sometimes that will exceed it. I've seen examples of it. This example just proved me wrong, but that's extremely rare. But you're kind of getting the idea of how this works. And lastly, now this is the last tidbit of information that we want to keep in mind here. So, these enchantments here, these 6 books, they do not max out by default when you obtain them, unless a special condition is met, like villager trading, what material your enchanting is made out of, etc., etc. First one is Thorns 2. That is the max level enchanted book you get unless you are doing villager trading and there's a villager selling a Thorns 3 book. There is no other way other than combining Thorns 1 and 2 books to get Thorns 3 unless you buy a book from the villager. Next is Sharpness 4. You cannot get Sharpness 5 unless, once again, of course, you're villager trading for a Sharpness 5 book, or, from what I understand, as per the new update, your sword is made of gold, and then you get Sharpness 5 on the enchantment table. The third one is Smite 4. Once again, in an enchanted book, you could only get it at level 4 highest without combining books unless you buy it from a villager. The other alternative is on the enchantment table if you're enchanting an iron sword. I found that will actually give you Smite 5. Bane Arthropods 4 works the exact same way as Smite, so they're the one and the same. Efficiency 4, once again, same thing as Bane and Smite. In terms of the iron material to get level 5, and villager trading. And Power 4 is the last one. There's no way around this. Power 4, unless you're buying a Power 5 book from a librarian, you cannot get that any higher through natural generation. Unfortunately. So this is Liz King 1015 2011 with this Minecraft enchantment tutorial for Minecraft 1.16. I will try to update the description later on when new enchantments come along, and I hope this has been of help to you. So let's have some fun. And don't forget to check out RJ's channel when you have the opportunity.